Alright, we're back with the next part of the Final Fantasy IX Let's Play. Last time, Zidane picked up Steiner and Vivi and left Tantalus. Now we're about to delve through Evil Forest to go and find the princess. This sounds like a D&D game. Back into the random fights, though they're a hell of a lot easier now that we've got 3 party members. This also gives us a chance to train up a bit before the... well then. Yes, constant random battles will be very prevalent in this game. There's no way around them. Unless we flee from each one, but that's not recommended at all. I could just use fire or thunder, but I want to save his MP, at least until we really need it. Ah, yes. Something else I forgot to address. I don't know if you noticed from before, but similar to other Final Fantasy games, there's 2 positions, the front and the back. The front, you deal more physical damage, but you take more damage as a result. The back is the opposite. You do less physical damage, but your magic damage is increased, and you take less damage. So Steiner and Zidane, physical attackers, they're always up front. Vivi, and when we had her Garnet, were back, because they were mostly mages. In the instance of a back attack, I know Final Fantasy users love back attacks. Ooh, an 8. Oh. This is a little nitpick straight to Final Fantasy 7. They're trying to keep everything upbeat and happy with the General Rufus song from Final Fantasy VII. This game is full of allusions to old Final Fantasy games, and we're gonna find a lot of them. That's another reason I love this game. That was just for fun. Anyway, back attacks. Back to that. Back attacks could be fairly annoying because not only are we reversed, but the order's reversed too. So Vivi would be in the front, Steiner and Zidane in the back, or Zidane. Here's a secret little place, just for, you know, just looking out. That's it. Really nothing else there. But it just adds more to like the geometry of the place. It lets you know the world. Here we find a special spring. Not only is there a Moogle here, so we can save, finally, again, but also, it's a monster-free area, no random fights, which is very nice. And a spring, and then a required active time event. Blink's trying to figure out what's going on. He's like, yep, we'll be out of here soon too. And take the map. Blank's going ahead with the world map, going to the city of Lindblom, where they were originally going to go if they hadn't crashed. He's supposed to meet up with Zidane and co, and then help them out. This spring, very useful because it heals you! Now you see why I wasn't using potions. And then Monty, I have a letter for you. And it's about the Moogle, which is funny. I find it funny how you read all their mail. But it's about how the princess might be leaving. He's like, the princess? Wait, didn't... it wasn't her. And now he got a letter also from Stiltskin. the weird tiger one. He's the one who wanders around. He's in a very cold place. Sometimes they have more mail. We'll go ahead and save right here, just because saving is never really a bad thing. Unless you're stuck in a place. I have done that a few times. And now, oh, this is just personal preference of mine. I don't know, I like it more like that. And we move on. See, I always like this scene because it's a very smooth transition between playable and cutscene. Or not cutscene, but AMV. Looks out over the river to evil moving plants. We keep moving, the vines get thick, and we dive into the boss's chamber, as evidenced by all the vines. The giant evil plant brain. That would be the master. Steiner's more concerned that what would happen if a bandit rescued the princess. And then Zidane brings up a good point, you're not taking this thing down yourself. This is the first real challenging boss of the game. This thing can kill you if you're not careful. Because of Pollen. Pollen annoyingly casts darkness. Now for Vivi this doesn't do a thing, but for Zidane and Steiner, it's everything. Now sword magic. Now that we have this, we can use fire, and we'll see what that does in a moment. But darkness or blindness, whatever you want to call it, makes it your accuracy is very low with physical attacks. Fire Sword is basically Steiner's attack mixed with Vivi's magic to make some very powerful stuff. Unfortunately, this boss also uses thunder quite frequently. Then that can do some serious damage if you're not careful. Basically, Vivi and Steiner are your stars here. Zidane's gonna be on healing duty and occasionally steal. Right now, it's better to heal. Now, the gauges stop, but we're not ending the fight yet. Blank finally shows up. Now Blank takes over the healing. Zidane's just gonna steal. Oh, damn it. Unless that happens. And I don't like cutting away, but we need to steal some, because he has some decent stuff. And all the stealing with Zidane is really going to pay off later on in the game. Much better. Now he has enough for one more fire sword. Stole eye drops, that's somewhat useful, but not right now. And we killed him before we could get anything else. Oh well, it's not a necessity, it would just help out. Now with boss fights, you don't get any experience, but you get a butt ton of AP, so it's really good to level up your equipment. So that way you're not stuck wielding a low-level weapon or armor just so you can use the ability. Once you master it, it's better. So the princess is rescued, and Zidane gives her some of the medicine. And she's gonna be alright eventually. Now that we've killed the brain, though, the forest starts falling apart. These creatures come out. Now... and I always love this because of the music, which you'll hear in a moment. We just run away from these things. There's that music. You hear this music, you just run. Cliffside. Jump down one by one so we don't kill ourselves. They just take the plunge. There's nothing you can do to get away from them, really. Well, you can't get away from the one that jumps in front of you. If you move quick, you don't have to battle the one behind you. Now these guys are somewhat annoying, just because you don't really have a time limit, but again, they're not that fun to fight. But the thing with Vivi, with most of his magic, if you hit R1, you can multi-target. This also works with white magic for curing your whole team. And that takes him out one blow. I told you Vivi would be our bestest friends. Some level ups, more money, that's always good. And we just keep running for our lives. And that was it. Zidane stops and notices something. The entire forest is literally trying to kill them. Vines, monsters, everything. And then Zidane says something a little cryptic. And then we cut to an AMV. They're still running for their lives. While quite literally a shitstorm of the forest comes after them. Then it becomes apparent why. They're also running because the entire forest is turning to stone. Zidane notices this, so he starts to hang back. Oh, son of a bitch. He's like, Blank sacrifices himself. Oh, I hate how it's freezing up some. Blink throws them the map. I've always wondered how he caught this. It bounces for that far. Now vines literally start coming after them. And dive out. Finally out of the forest. And the whole forest and vines turn to stone and there's no way back inside. And Blank, well... Blank is stone. Zidane's pissed and sad that his friend is now a statue. So they make up camp not that far from the forest. So they just set up camp and wait it out for the night. The princess starts to wake up. So now it's just those four, stuck together. Steiners keeps going on about, well, annoying nonsense. Generally annoying everybody. Before Garnet finally puts a stop to it. What a coinkadink! She finally reveals that Steiner that she wanted to leave. So now he's like, ugh. They're still beneath the mist, so there's still monsters all over the place. They're just not stuck in that, well, evil forest. So they're going to sleep there, and then the gates. The continent's divided by a lot of mountains, Mostly there's the Alexandrian territory, the Lindblum territory, and the Burmecia territory. Now, the thing about them is that there are the gates that divide them. The north gate from Alexandria to Burmecia, and the south gate from Alexandria to Lindblum. And the gate, they have entrances below the mist, but there's no real way to get to them. So, they're stuck down there. There is, however, I don't know if you noticed when he was saying something about it, there's a small cavern they could climb that leads above the mist. And from there, they should be able to hitchhike to Lindblum, pretty much. Steener's gonna stand guard while they all rest. And that's the night.